I'm back in the deer woods again. I came over here yesterday. I got up yesterday morning, it was pouring. I knew it was going to be. It rained on me the whole way over here. Right when I got here, it quit. So I got to set my camp up in the dry. It wasn't raining while I was doing that. But it was in the high 60s, low 70s yesterday. I didn't go hunt. Last night, sometimes it started raining again. It rained till after daylight. It was still raining at daylight, so I didn't get up early and go. But I got up and went around the camp some and hunted. I didn't see anything. Tomorrow, I'll be over on the river. Tonight's supposed to be like 37. And tomorrow night, lows 30. And then the next night's lows in the 30s. Not too high in the daytime, so it may be okay. On the way over here yesterday, I was listening to an outdoor program, and the guy was interviewing the guy that's over the deer program for the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, and he was talking about how many deer were killed statewide last week that he knows of. He said a lot of deer went down. He said they've been moving pretty good the last week or so, so maybe that'll continue to this week, and I'll get to see some deer. But it's getting late in the day now. It's starting to cool down some. It's been pretty warm today. Hadn't done much. Got some firewood gathered up, got a fire ready to go. We'll cook in a little while after dark and hit the site, get up at 4 in the morning. Forecast last night was for about 37 degrees. I think it got to about 40. But the wind was blowing this morning 15, 20 miles an hour, so it was pretty chilly. And right after daylight, I got up on 2 pigs. They were probably 100 pounds, 120 pounds, and I'd have shot one of those if I could have. I don't want to shoot a big old hog and have to deal with that, but a smaller one, yeah, I'll shoot one of those. But anyway, they got away from me, and I didn't get a pig. Well, a little while later, easing around, and I come up on a doe in her bed. She was laying out there about 50 yards. Sun was shining right on her, and I seen her ears, and I eased my scope up and looked, and she wasn't looking at me, so she hadn't seen me. There was a big tree that I was almost behind in between her and me, so I kind of eased over and got behind it, and I'd stick my head out and put my scope up and just check her out, see what she was going to do. She was just laying there looking around real easy. She'd throw her ears up and look this way, come back around. I could see her eyes close. She'd almost close her eyes completely, and then she'd just open them back up and look around a little more. I hung out with that deer about, 15 minutes. It was pretty neat watching her. She never knew I was there. But the way the situation was, I could not get any closer to her without her seeing me and spooking and running off. So I just got that big tree in between me and her and eased out and snuck off. I don't think she ever knew I was there. Little while later, I jumped 2 deer, and they took off. I didn't see them. I don't know what they were. But then I found a bunch of rubs in one area, new and old. So I found a spot where there's 1 or 2 bucks for sure, and I'm going to go there in the morning. The wind's going to be perfect to go to that spot. So anyway, that's my plan for in the morning. Tonight's low is supposed to be about 30, and it's cold already. It feels excellent, excellent. It should be a gorgeous morning in the woods. I sure hope so. So hopefully I'll at least see deer and maybe even get one on the ground in the morning. I'd like to try out my new hoist on my truck. This is a really big rub right here. It's not very old either. I'd sure love to look at this deer. That's fine. Boy, this morning it was cold. It was frost everywhere. It looked like snow out there, so much frost. It was a fine, fine morning. I enjoyed it. And I saw a buck right after daylight, a nice 8-point. He wasn't a giant, but he was a nice deer. He was just sniffing along, but I never could get a shot at him. He was 40, 50 yards from me. He finally worked his way away from me. And had a good hunt. Saw a few rubs and saw one real big rub. It was on a cypress tree, and it'd been rubbed before. It's probably one of those trees that bucks come to and rub every year, and everybody in the neighborhood rubs it, but it was a big rub. But not as cold tonight, 40, 39, something like that. It's going to be the low. I was really excited about this morning, and I saw a buck, so I was glad to see him. It's about an hour and a half before dark, so I better slip on out here and get in these woods and see if I do any good over here. I've got down into an area. There's 8 rubs and 2 big scrapes down here within about 50 yards of each other. So I'm close to a buck's core area. Right out through there is a big, thick place. He probably stays right out there. That one right there is real fresh, like a day or two old. I'm gonna hunt in the morning. I go home about noon, and I'm coming back the day after Christmas. I'm gonna bring my old man stand down here, right here in this area, and hang it in a tree. Somewhere right here. I'm done with the morning hunt. Man, I found a good area back there this morning. It was tore up, about a 75-yard area. There was 10 rubs and 2 big scrapes. So my buddy Tom came over this morning. He's at the camp, so I'm about to head over there, spend the afternoon with him, and we're probably going to hunt over there this afternoon. I'll be back here in the morning, and then I got to go home about noon tomorrow. So then it'll be after Christmas, day after Christmas when I come back. I'm going to bring my old man stand with me, and I'm going to take it back there and put it in a tree and just leave it there in that area, and I'll go in there every day or every other day or something like that and hunt that right there. That's real promising back there. I was really excited to find that. That's cockleburs right there. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acres of those things down here. Well, I'm done with the morning hunt. I didn't see a thing. I didn't see a deer yesterday. I didn't see one today. I've been over here. I hunted Wednesday, Thursday, yesterday, and this morning. I saw a doe in her bed on Wednesday, 2 pigs that day, and then Thursday I saw that buck that morning. That's the only 2 deer I've seen this week. A guy just came out, said he didn't see anything this morning. So I don't know. This is baffling me, not seeing deer. This is my 4th trip over here, and I've only seen like 6 or 7 deer this year. I saw deer on the way to the woods this morning before daylight, and I saw deer yesterday morning on the way to the woods before daylight. But nothing during daytime. I just don't know. I don't know. It's baffling. I've come over here before and hunted 3 or 4 days and saw 20 deer. I see the sign. Every piece of woods I go in, I find buck rubs and scrapes. I see tracks, but I'm not seeing the deer. Anyway, my buddy Tom came over yesterday, and we hung around the camp over there yesterday afternoon. It'd gotten warm. It's going to get 70 today. And we cooked last night. I got up and come over here this morning. He was going to hunt over there by the camp. So I'm fixing to head to the camp and pack it up and go home. I'll be back here. I should be back here December 26th and hunt till about January 4th. That'll be the prime time. That's when it usually is over here. So anyhow, I will post this this worthless video and catch y'all on the next one. When I left here the other day, I wasn't coming back till December the 26th. But that's next week, and it's looking like rain and warm. So today is the 19th. Today and tomorrow and Saturday is supposed to be really cool. It's real cool right now. It's been cold all day. Tonight in the about 35. Tomorrow night is down in the 20s. As you can see behind me, I didn't bring my camper or didn't bring my big canvas tent. I brought my little small tent. I just wanted to throw some stuff in the truck and zoom over here and do it quick and easy. I'm going to be here tonight, tomorrow night, and going home Saturday about noon. I left my house this morning at 4:30, and I got here and got the camp set up and was gone from here by 8 o'clock. So I was over there on that where I hunt at about 8:30. So I hunted till about 12:30. I didn't see any deer, but I saw some more promising signs, some new rubs, new scrapes. So gonna hunt tomorrow and then Saturday morning. I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. It was about 35 degrees, calm. It was foggy, a little foggy this morning, but it was a gorgeous morning to go in the woods and see nothing. I don't know what's going on over here where I'm hunting. I saw 2 more people over here this morning, or this afternoon, when I come out of the woods, that I see and talk to every year. And both of them have told me they're just not seeing anything. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. And tonight is going to be like 27 or 28 degrees. In the morning it should be frosty over there. I'm going back again in the morning, and I got to come back and pack and go home. I want to at least see a deer walking through the woods. I've only seen 6 this entire year. I don't know. I'm just perplexed at why we're not seeing any deer at all. See sign. I found more rubs and more scrapes this morning. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. When I'm getting ready to come over here on these camping trips and hunting, my wife gets on the internet and goes to Walmart, and she orders me a bunch of stuff, snacks, you know, drinks, whatever, just stuff. I don't ask her to do it, she just does it. And she don't know how much I appreciate that, but I really do. And well, thank you, Charlotte. It's going to be cold tonight, down in the 20s, probably 27, 28 degrees right here. These little tents, they don't offer much for insulation. I got a propane heater in there, but I don't use it till I get out of the sack in the morning. I've got a extra large 20-degree sleeping bag that I bought a couple of years ago, and the zipper screwed up on it. So I bought another sleeping bag last year, a Coleman. It's a 30-degree bag. So I've got that 30-degree bag inside that 20-degree bag, and I should be pretty toasty. I'm not going to get cold. That's a pork chop, 2 pieces of bacon, and a sausage that I'm going to put in some steak and potato soup. That's tonight's supper. Campbell's makes some pretty good soups, and you can do stuff like this in the campfire with sausages and bacons and hams and stuff, and add it to these soups. And so this stuff turns out pretty good. That's what we're going to have for supper right there. Well, it was probably 27 degrees over there this morning, and I slipped down in the woods, and 2 deer off to my left started snoring. I don't know if they saw me, if they heard me. I don't know. They stood out there for 3 or 4 minutes just blowing and stomping around. I never did see them. And they finally made their way off away from me. I was really disappointed about that. I was finally in some deer and spooked them. So I was wanting to get about another 100 yards down there in the woods. I was going to sit down by a big tree and just watch this area for a couple of hours, and then I was going to have to get out and go pack the camp up and go home. Well, I got almost to where I wanted to sit down, and there a deer was out in front of me running away from me. I didn't see its head. I don't know what that was. So I was so disgusted at that point, I just turned around and left out of that part of the woods, got back in my truck and went around to another area and slipped in there and hunted for till about 9:30. I didn't see anything in there. But I went over there because these last 3 days have been cold. And I'm going back on the 26th, but the 3 or 4 days that I can see into the future forecast after Christmas, it's low 60, high 70, and rain. So I don't know. I just swear this deer season is just not turning out too good. It might yet, but so far it just has not. But anyway, I've made it back home. I'm home now, and done got everything unpacked. And anyway, I I'm so disappointed that I went in there and blew those deer out this morning. But I did. In just a few days, it's Christmas again. Another year done gone by. But we must never forget why we celebrate Christmas. And the greatest words ever written is in the Bible, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Everlasting life. Merry Christmas, everybody.